Have you ever wondered why you find yourself in the same unwanted patterns despite all your efforts in your life? It is no coincidence that you are here, because the universe led you to this video at this very moment. You are ready to recognize the dangers and get out of the spirals that captivate your life. Let's start with the definition and explanation of the dangerous spirals. These spirals are recurring, destructive patterns that keep us trapped in negative behaviors and thought patterns. They are like invisible threads that wrap around us and prevent us from unfolding our full potential. These spirals can take different forms, such as constant stress, toxic relationships, or self-doubt. They influence not only our thoughts and feelings, but also our behavior and our life choices. The importance and effects of these spirals on your life are profound. They can affect your mental and physical well-being, strain your relationships, and keep you in a state of dissatisfaction and frustration. When you are trapped in such a spiral, it often seems as if there is no way out. You feel powerless and trapped in an endless cycle of negative experiences. Why does the universe want you to get out of these spirals? Because it knows that you are destined for bigger things. The universe has a plan for you, and this plan requires you to recognize and live your full potential. It sends you signs and messages to remind you that you have the power to break out of these destructive patterns and lead a fulfilled, happy life. It's as if the universe gently pushes you and whispers to you, "You can be more. You can be free." Now that you understand what dangerous spirals are and why it is important to break out of them, let's dive deeper into the first of the three main spirals. Next, we talk about the spiral of eternal stress and how it affects your life. Stay tuned and discover how you can recognize and overcome this spiral. The universe led you to this video at this very moment because you are ready to recognize the dangers and get out of the spirals that captivate your life. You are here to learn how to free yourself from the chains of these destructive patterns. Let's start with the definition and explanation of the dangerous spirals. These spirals are recurring, destructive patterns that keep us trapped in negative behaviors and thought patterns. They are like invisible threads that wrap around us and prevent us from unfolding our full potential. These spirals can take different forms, such as constant stress, toxic relationships, or self-doubt. They influence not only our thoughts and feelings, but also our behavior and our life choices. The importance and effects of these spirals on your life are profound. They can affect your mental and physical well-being, strain your relationships, and keep you in a state of dissatisfaction and frustration. When you are trapped in such a spiral, it often seems as if there is no way out. You feel powerless and trapped in an endless cycle of negative experiences. Why does the universe want you to get out of these spirals? Because it knows that you are destined for bigger things. The universe has a plan for you, and this plan requires you to recognize and live your full potential. It sends you signs and messages to remind you that you have the power to break out of these destructive patterns and lead a fulfilled, happy life. It's as if the universe gently pushes you and whispers to you, "You can be more. You can be free." Now that you understand what dangerous spirals are and why it is important to break out of them, let's dive deeper into the first of the three main spirals. Next, we talk about the spiral of eternal stress and how it affects your life. Stay tuned and discover how you can recognize and overcome this spiral. Imagine that you are constantly on a treadmill that moves incessantly, and no matter how fast you run, you never really progress. This is how the spiral of eternal stress feels. It is a state of constant tension and overstrain that permeates your life and keeps you trapped in a cycle of hectic and restlessness. This spiral often begins harmlessly, perhaps with a few extra hours of work or an attempt to meet the requirements of everyday life. But little by little, the stress becomes a constant companion. Your to-do list never seems to get shorter, and every task feels urgent and important. You begin to take less and less time for yourself, neglect your hobbies and interests, and soon your life will be an endless marathon without breaks. The effects of this spiral on your life are enormous. Constant stress can lead to serious health problems, such as sleep disorders, high blood pressure, heart disease, and a weakened immune system. Mentally, it can trigger anxiety, depression, and a constant feeling of overstrain. Your emotional well-being suffers, and you often find yourself in a state of irritability and exhaustion. For example, someone who works in a high-intensity job might find that they can never really switch off. Even in their free time, their thoughts revolve around work, and they feel that every second of their time must be scheduled. This incessant hamster wheel of stress keeps them captive and prevents them from really enjoying life. But why does the universe want you to get out of this spiral? Because it recognizes your true potential and knows that you deserve more than a life in constant tension. The universe sends you signs, perhaps in the form of small health problems that accumulate, or in moments when you long for peace and quiet. These signs are messages that remind you that it is possible to break out of this cycle and lead a more balanced, fulfilling life. Now we come to the strategies for how you can get out of this spiral of eternal stress. We will look at practical techniques that help you cope with stress and find a balance in your life. Next, we talk about the power of mindfulness and meditation and how they can help you calm your mind and find clarity. Stay tuned to learn more about how you can free yourself from the grip of stress. Now that we have explored the spiral of eternal stress, we turn to the next dangerous spiral, the toxic relationships. This spiral can be just as stressful and significantly affect your emotional and mental health. Toxic relationships are those that do you more harm than good. They are characterized by negativity, manipulation, and emotional exhaustion. In these relationships, you often feel devalued, controlled, or misunderstood. It can be romantic partnerships, friendships, or even family relationships. The toxic dynamics often develop slowly, but its effects are profound. The spiral of toxic relationships can begin when you are in a relationship in which your self-esteem is constantly undermined. Maybe you feel like you're never good enough, or you're constantly criticized and made small. These relationships absorb your energy and leave you emotionally drained and hurt. An example could be a friendship in which your boyfriend or girlfriend must always be the center of attention and hardly takes your needs into account. You realize that you are always the one who gives while you get little back. This one-sided dynamic can deeply frustrate you and make you feel that your feelings and needs do not count. Why does the universe want you to get out of this spiral? Because it wants to remind you that you deserve love and respect. The universe sends you signals, such as an uncomfortable gut feeling or constant emotional exhaustion, to make you aware that these relationships are not good for you. It wants you to recognize that true relationships should be based on reciprocity, support, and love. Next, we will talk about how you can recognize and end toxic relationships. We will show you practical steps on how to break away from these harmful bonds and build healthy, supportive relationships in your life. Stay tuned to learn how to free yourself from the spiral of toxic relationships and find the way to authentic and fulfilling connection. After discussing the toxic relationships, it is time to turn to the third dangerous spiral, the spiral of self-doubt and negative self-talk. This spiral is often insidious and difficult to recognize, as it is deeply anchored in our interior and significantly influences our self-image and our quality of life. Self-doubt and negative self-talk are the inner critics who constantly tell us that we are not good enough. They whisper to us that our mistakes and weaknesses define us and that we can never achieve our goals. This negative inner voice can appear in many areas of your life, in your work, your relationships, or your personal projects. It holds you back, blocks your growth, and nourishes a feeling of insecurity and fear. Imagine that you are in a situation where you want to take on a new challenge, be it a new project at work or learning a new skill. But before you even take the first step, you hear this inner voice that tells you that you are not talented enough, that you will fail, or that there is no point in even trying. This spiral of self-doubt can be paralyzing and prevent you from unfolding your true potential. The effects of this spiral are far-reaching. It can undermine your self-esteem, weaken your motivation, and keep you in a state of constant self-criticism. You will hesitate to take risks or try new things for fear of failure. This negative self-perception can also lead to depression and anxiety, as you constantly feel depressed by your inner critic. Why does the universe want you to get out of this spiral? Because it wants to remind you that you are unique and valuable. It sends you messages of love and encouragement so that you realize that you have the ability to realize your dreams and achieve your goals. The universe wants you to see yourself with the eyes of love and discover the power of your inner voice. Now we come to the methods of how you can overcome self-doubt and negative self-talk. We will explore techniques such as positive affirmations, self-reflection, and the power of positive thinking. These methods help you to strengthen your self-image and make your inner voice a source of support and encouragement. Next, we talk about how you can use these techniques in your everyday life to free yourself from the spiral of self-doubt and lead a confident, fulfilling life. After recognizing the three dangerous spirals, it is important to understand how the universe gives you signs that it is time to break out of these destructive patterns. These signs can be subtle or obvious, but they are always there to guide and support you. The universe often communicates through subtle signals that you can perceive in your daily life. Maybe you have a constant feeling of dissatisfaction or the deep knowledge that you have to change something to be really happy. This inner push that you feel is an indication that it is time to let go of old patterns and break new ground. Another sign could be the repetition of certain events or encounters in your life. If you find yourself in similar stressful situations again and again or repeatedly meet people who rob your energy, this is a clear sign of the universe. These repetitions should draw your attention and make you pause and rethink your way of life. Sometimes the signs are physical in nature. You could suffer more often from health problems caused by stress or emotional stress. Sleep disorders, constant exhaustion, or unexplained physical complaints can be messages of your body and the universe that signal to you that you have to pay attention to yourself and make changes. The universe also speaks through synchronicities and seemingly random encounters. Maybe you will always come across books, articles, or videos that deal with exactly the topics you are currently dealing with. These synchronicities are not coincidences, but signposts that should lead you to the right path. A famous quote from Albert Einstein is, "City is God's way of remaining anonymous." These words remind us that the universe constantly communicates with us, even if we do not always understand the messages immediately. Now that you have learned to recognize the signs of the universe, we want to turn to the strategies of how you can get out of the spiral of eternal stress. We will discuss practical techniques and exercises that will help you reduce stress and lead a balanced, harmonious life. Next, we talk about the power of mindfulness and meditation and how they can help you calm your mind and find clarity. Stay tuned to learn more about how you can free yourself from the grip of stress. After you have recognized the signs of the universe that ask you to get out of the dangerous spirals, we now turn to the strategies that help you overcome the eternal stress. These techniques will help you lead a more balanced and harmonious life. One of the most powerful methods for coping with stress is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness means living in the present moment and consciously perceiving every moment without judging. Through mindfulness, you learn to focus on the here and now and not to be overwhelmed by worries about the future or remorse about the past. Start your day with a few minutes of mindfulness meditation. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes and focus on your breath. Watch your breath flow in and out, and just let all thoughts that arise go. Another effective tool is meditation. Regular meditation can help calm your mind and find clarity. There are many forms of meditation that you can try, such as guided meditations, silent meditation, or even walking meditation. Find out which method suits you best and build it into your daily routine. In addition to mindfulness and meditation, it is important to create a healthy work-life balance. Set clear boundaries between your working hours and your free time. Plan breaks in which you can recover and recharge your batteries. Create rituals that help you switch off after work, be it through a walk in nature, reading a good book, or listening to your favorite music. A practical example could be that you take an hour every evening to enjoy a soothing activity. Maybe it's a relaxing bath, a gentle yoga session, or writing in your diary. This routine helps you to let go of the stress of the day and get into a state of tranquility. Another important aspect is the care of your physical health. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep are fundamental building blocks for your well-being. Find a form of movement that gives you pleasure, be it dancing, running, or yoga, and integrate it regularly into your everyday life. The universe wants you to care for and respect yourself. It reminds you that you have control over your life and that you have the ability to get out of the spiral of eternal stress. By using these strategies, you will find a deeper feeling of serenity and satisfaction in your life. Next, we will talk about how you can end toxic relationships. We will show you practical steps on how to break away from these harmful bonds and build healthy, supportive relationships in your life. Stay tuned to learn how to free yourself from the spiral of toxic relationships and find the way to authentic and fulfilling connection. After learning how to get out of the spiral of eternal stress, it is now time to turn to toxic relationships. These relationships can be one of the greatest sources of emotional pain and discomfort. But the universe wants you to live freely and happily, and shows you ways in which you can detach yourself from these harmful bonds. The first step to end toxic relationships is to recognize and set boundaries. Limits are essential to protect your emotional and mental health. You have to be aware of what is acceptable to you and what is not. This requires courage and self-confidence. A practical example could be that you start saying no when you are asked to do something that makes you uncomfortable or overwhelms you. Another important element is self-reflection. Take time to think about the relationship and realize why it is toxic. Ask yourself whether this relationship is based on reciprocity, respect, and support, or whether it is characterized by control, manipulation, and negativity. This clarity is crucial to take the next step. Sometimes it is necessary to completely detach yourself from a relationship. This can be painful and difficult, especially if the bond is deep. But it is important to recognize that your health and well-being come first. Start with small steps, reduce contact, and create emotional distance. Surround yourself with supportive people who will help you master this transition. A quote from Maya Angelou can serve as a guide for you at this stage: "You alone are enough. You don't have to prove anything to anyone." These words remind you that you deserve to be in relationships that strengthen you and not weaken you. In addition to solving toxic relationships, it is also important to build healthy and supportive relationships. Look for people who share your values and support you on your way. These new connections can help you heal old wounds and promote your personal growth. Next, we will talk about how you can overcome self-doubt and negative self-talk. We will explore techniques such as positive affirmations, self-reflection, and the power of positive thinking. These methods help you to strengthen your self-image and make your inner voice a source of support and encouragement. Stay tuned to learn how to free yourself from the spiral of self-doubt and lead a confident, fulfilling life. After we have learned how to free ourselves from toxic relationships, it is now time to break the spiral of self-doubt and negative self-talk. This inner criticism can be our greatest enemy, but with the right techniques you can learn to overcome these negative patterns and develop a positive self-image. The first step to overcoming self-doubt is the application of positive affirmations. Affirmations are powerful, positive statements that you repeatedly tell yourself to reprogram your subconscious. Start by telling yourself affirmations every morning and evening in front of the mirror, such as "I am enough," "I deserve success and happiness," or "I trust my abilities." These repetitions help you to replace negative beliefs and develop a positive self-image. Another effective tool is self-reflection. Take time regularly to think about your thoughts and feelings. Ask yourself where your self-doubts come from and whether they are really justified. We often find that our fears and doubts come from past experiences or from external influences and do not correspond to reality. Write your thoughts in a diary to gain clarity and track your progress. A famous quote from Louise Hay, a pioneer of positive affirmations, is, "You have the power to heal your life, and you have to know that you deserve it." These words remind us that we have control over our thoughts and that we deserve to live a fulfilled and happy life. In addition to self-reflection and affirmations, it is important to recognize and interrupt negative self-talks. Every time you find yourself criticizing yourself, stop and replace these thoughts with positive and encouraging statements. For example, if you think, "I will never be able to do this," replace it with, "I will do my best and learn from every experience." Support through therapy or coaching can also be invaluable. An experienced therapist or coach can help you identify deeply rooted negative beliefs and develop strategies to overcome them. They can give you tools and techniques to help you strengthen your self-esteem and build a positive self-image. Now that you know how to overcome self-doubt and negative self-talk, we come to the integration of new habits and lifestyles. We will talk about how you can integrate the learned techniques into your everyday life in order to lead a balanced and fulfilled life permanently. Stay tuned to learn more about how you can make sustainable changes in your life. After we have dealt with overcoming self-doubt and negative self-talk, it is now time to talk about how you can integrate these new insights and techniques into your everyday life. The creation of new, positive habits is crucial to permanently consolidate the changes you have made and to lead a fulfilled, balanced life. The first step is to establish a sustainable, positive way of life. Start by developing a daily routine that integrates mindfulness and self-care. This routine can include meditation, positive affirmations, physical exercise, and healthy nutrition. An example could be that you start every morning with a short meditation, followed by a round of yoga or a walk in the fresh air. After that, you take time for a healthy breakfast and a few minutes to repeat your affirmations. Another important aspect is regular self-reflection. Schedule weekly or monthly check-ins with yourself to check your progress and make adjustments. Use these times to write in your diary and think about your experiences. What worked well? Where did you come across challenges? This reflection helps you to continuously develop and stay on your path. A sustainable positive lifestyle also means surrounding yourself with supportive and inspiring people. Look for communities or groups that share your values and can support you on your way. The exchange with like-minded people can offer you new perspectives and help you stay motivated. These networks can give you support and encouragement even in difficult times. In addition to caring for your mental and emotional health, it is important to also pay attention to your physical health. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep are fundamental building blocks for your well-being. Find forms of movement that you enjoy and integrate them into your everyday life. Make sure to eat nutrient-rich foods and drink enough water to support your body. It is also helpful to design your environment in such a way that it supports your new habits. Create a quiet, inspiring space for your meditation and reflection. Keep your surroundings clean and organized to promote a clear mind. Small changes in your environment can make a big difference and help you focus on your new goals. Now that we have discussed the integration of new habits and lifestyles, we come to the final chapter, conclusion and encouragement. Here we summarize the most important findings and give you practical tips on how to continue and deepen your spiritual journey. Stay tuned to find out how you can further develop your awakened self and fully exploit the magic of your life. We have a remarkable journey behind us, in which we have explored the dangerous spirals of eternal stress, toxic relationships, and self-doubt. Now is the time to bring all these findings together and outline a clear path forward. Your spiritual awakening has only just begun, and there is so much more to discover and experience. The most important thing you should take away from this trip is the realization that you have the power to change your life. You have the ability to break out of the destructive patterns and lead a life full of joy, peace, and fulfillment. The universe is always on your side. It sends you signs and support so that you find the right way. Remember that the exit from the dangerous spirals is a continuous process. It requires patience, self-compassion, and determination. There will be moments when you experience setbacks, but these are part of your growth. Every step you take brings you closer to your authentic self and a life that is in line with your higher purpose. An inspiring quote from Buddha is, "The spirit is everything. What you think, you will." These words remind us that our thoughts shape reality. By shaping your thoughts positively and supportively, you can steer your life in the direction you want. In order to continue your spiritual journey, it is important to maintain the learned techniques and habits in your everyday life. Set yourself small, achievable goals and reward yourself for your progress. Be patient with yourself and allow yourself to make mistakes and learn from them. Keep looking for inspiration and knowledge. Read books, attend seminars, and listen to spiritual teachers who can offer you new perspectives and insights. Surround yourself with people who support and inspire you and avoid those who pull you down. Finally, I would like to encourage you to trust your inner voice and courageously go your own way. You are unique and valuable, and the world needs your light. Let yourself be enchanted by the magic of life and recognize that you are the creator of your own reality. The universe has led you on this journey because it knows that you are ready to realize your full potential. Take these insights and tools you have gained and start applying them in your daily life. Your journey has only just begun, and countless miracles are waiting to be discovered by you.